So this Integra is back. It came in about a month and a half ago, and we diagnosed it with a bad bottom end. There's water coming down the tailpipe. Since then, he has had a bottom end built. We're going to take this motor out, put the bottom end in, see if this head is salvageable. Fingers crossed it is, and then we're going to send that head out and have that built, put it on the block. This is the short block he's had built. It's a complete B motor, sleeves, pistons, rods. He's got a new clutch. So I think the first thing we're going to do is pull this head off in the car, I'm thinking. That way we can get this head out, get the machine shop working on this. The color in there, that is essentially water and oil mixing.
I drove it in.
That was the funny thing. We diagnosed this with a broken sleeve. He drove it out on a tow truck, drove it home, and then it drove back in just this morning. That's what a piece of sleeve looks like if you've never seen one before. Again, we don't want to see this, but it's good to see this because we did diagnose it as this problem based on putting a scope down there. But that one right there, that one looks bad. To get that head, we're going to send this over to the machine shop. They can start working on this.
Minus the head gasket, this looks good.
Okay.
The head gasket in that corner.
Yeah.
Kind of blew that apart a little bit. But other than that, it's got a little bit of sleeve kind of chewed up the edges there.
Yeah, it's just kind of hammered on it a little bit.
Once you surface that off, that's going to be fine.
Yeah. Okay, sweet. That's definitely good. He has all new parts. Let me show you those. In fact, let me get a couple of pictures here for Instagram first. This clutch is actually close to 20 years old.
So it looks like it's a competition. You did competitions back then, didn't you?
I did, yeah. I had a short run with competition. That was before Clutch Masters. I used to use Centerforce, obviously Exedi, but then I switched to competition for a while.
Might be one of their flywheels too. I haven't seen a comp flywheel. I know it's not an Exedi because I think Exedi has a little more shape in here.
Yeah, it could be. But yeah, the black pressure plate. I mean, the fact it's done 20 years, you can't really complain on that, can you?
No.
That was very much like a Clutch Masters, isn't it?
Yeah. You look at the material on that side, how thick it is, and how thin it is on that side.
Yeah, very interesting.
Yeah.
So he's got a new flywheel, new clutch.
Yeah, all of it new.
All of that's new. So we got the OEM water pump right here. Of course, we need the bolts from his block, so we're going to take his apart to put on, which are here. So it's funny, back in the day, these used to have dowels that would line up right here, but they don't anymore. And this has been like the last probably 10-15 years. They just say, okay, we don't need it, let's just line it up. All right, bottom end looks really good. As you see, every little bracket and bolt that we pulled off, we cleaned it and refinished it, painted it, whatever it needed. Right now we're pressure washing the transmission. It is absolutely filthy. I'm spending a lot of time cleaning the inside and outside because I want it to look good when it goes back together. Still waiting for the head. We're going to put this bottom end in, then essentially it's going to sit there until the head shows up. Then we can put the head on and then finish it. Rear mount was broken, so perfect time to replace that because they're never fun to do when the motor's in.
Yeah, I fit it in a little easier to get it out.
Because the block is clean, I think it's painted.
Yeah, it's painted for sure.
It looks too clean, especially when all the bolts are clean too.
And that's supposed to be gold.
Yeah. Well, hopefully if it doesn't leak, anything goes on it. It should stay like that. So that's it for right now. We are going to push this one aside, wait for the head. We have another job coming in. We'll show you that one, and then hopefully we'll put the head back together and make this a completion video. That way you see it from start to finish. A lot of people have told me they like that as opposed to two parts. So stay tuned. You'll see the next car. 2013 Civic SI. This is considered the 9th generation. We did this car 8 years ago, maybe. So it's here for maintenance. We're going to do the supercharger fluid and the filter, which is located here. You take this panel off, you replace this, you put the new filter on there, you flush the fluid, you flush it as per their instructions. Essentially, you're going to go by the reservoir and cycle it through until the fluid comes clean. Very similar to doing a transmission flush on one of the modern day transmissions. But other than that, everything is good on this. He did have a clutch go out. He had another shop put a clutch in it. You know, I'll kind of show you. and he said the clutch has a funny feel to it and a squeak, and it does feel and sound awful. Let me get an audio clip of this. Ready? Hear that? There's a click. It's really hard. Essentially, I know what it is. They didn't grease the release bearing in the slide correctly, so it's just hanging up. It hangs up. It doesn't disengage properly. So he wants an engine oil change while it's here, so we'll get that done as well as the supercharger fluid. That's the best way to do it, is to do it into a clear container so you can get an idea of what it is. You see it's got a bit of a charcoal look. That needs to be like a grape color when it's done. These were the hoses from the catch can. These are water hoses. It's hard to tell on video, but they've gone just kind of really rubbery, like really elastic bandish. What happens is the oil just destroys them, and they will actually leak through the rubber over time. Again, it's hard to show this on camera, but they've just got that kind of, they almost feel like silicone. So they're all discarded. I just saved them here to show you. We'll put all new hoses on it. These hoses right here are designed to work with oil, and the catch can is remounted, so now it actually drains. Before it was kind of laid on its side. This is something I used to do on cars back in the day, depending on the car. I would mount them here or over here, but if you can mount them kind of high, this lower portion here tees into one of these, and obviously as the air is going this way, it collects the oil and allows the air to escape, and then as it settles, the oil drains back into the block. Very, very simple but effective. The head should be here any minute now. All the parts are all separated and cleaned up, as you see. So we looked at these and found out they are 92, 93 Integra. They're GSR cams, right? Yep. 93 Integra GSR. Well, now would be the time to upgrade. We have a mint pair of Type R cams, which are going to be obviously more aggressive, but still an OEM cam. So I think we're talking to the customer, and he wants to do those. So that will definitely be an upgrade over these. He's got upgraded springs, valves, and keepers and such. So it's overkill, but it's always better to have more valve training than you need. So we'll show you that here side by side. If you Google this, you can look into these markings here, and it tells you about the cam and how to identify it. So we'll show you that when we get the Type R cams next to these. We have to assemble these, obviously new seals, put the cam gears on. It's my turn to bring in coffee. You got to bring the coffees in, then we can install the head. Look how beautiful that looks. There we are. Look how pretty that is. So it's got all new everything: guides, valves, springs, retainers, everything. Look how beautiful it is.
It's gonna work well with some Type R cams.
Yeah, Type R cams are not even gonna phase those springs.
No.
So there we are. We're just going to assemble it now. I got a customer I got to talk to. We have to put the rockers in here, make it look all pretty, and then we put it on the car. George already told you about those, but for the guys that run really looking for something really scientific, this is how you measure a cam. So you're going to get fingers just not too tight.
Let me get this one closer to you.
Right.
So far.
That way I get it more accurate. So you're going to go like that, right? And then I can't get it on.
Doesn't even go.
That's bigger.
It's huge.
Definitely bigger. Unfortunately, the breather can needs to be modified. It didn't work. That throttle body sits further back than we realized, so that is waiting for some fittings. We can't put that in without, obviously, the charge pipes are going to be in the way, so the charge pipes are off. We have fluids in it. All right, check fuel. All right, I'm ready when you are. No battery. There she goes. Very good. Sounds like we got all 4 cylinders this time. That's the master. It wouldn't bleed out properly. It bled out, but we couldn't get quite the correct adjustment. This is something that was always an issue over the years. It's basically like a rubber coupling in there, and it helps cushion some of that, but it also collapses over the years, and then you don't get proper adjustment. But that sucker is blown. Everything is back together. Last final part is to bleed the coolant. All fluids are fresh. Everything is back together. We are good to go now. We're going to do a little bit of preliminary braking on the clutch while the fluid is bleeding out. And of course, part of that is going to be braking the engine. So we're going to keep the RPMs varied. Now we're going to keep the things moving. Let's put heat in here. Let's turn that off. We don't need AC. And then we're going to do a preliminary braking with the clutch like we've shown you guys in the past. But everything moving is a good thing. So I'm doing the clutch and the gas right now. So new motor, you never want to keep the RPM steady. So she's airing like a kitten right now. So we've had a whole shop full of smoke after blowing out some of the residual. It's pretty much bled out. We've got heat, we've got no more bubbles, any idles, smooth as silk. Timing is set. Nice. Like it never happened. So there we go. We're going to drive it a little bit. Put a little bit of miles on it. The vacuum has come up quite a bit. We're at 18 and a half-ish. It was at 16 when we started. So vacuum.
There is also about a pound and a half behind the factory.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's good to know. Because the vacuum feels like it's come up quite a bit.
Yeah. No, it's still not close to 19.
Okay. All right, it should settle in, pull a little bit more vacuum when it's fully seated, but right now, I'd say that's good. Let's put the cap on. Let's go for a drive. Much better feeling clutch now. It's got full travel. So if your clutch master isn't correct, it won't disengage the clutch properly and often make it difficult to get in gear. You can hurt the transmission doing that. So something to be mindful of. Let's take this thing for a quick drive. I'm not going to beat on it. I'm just going to drive it. So I don't know what the tune is like in here. Not really messing around with the tune. It's not something that we're here to do right now. It's just make sure the engine is good. Make sure it feels okay. The clutch feels 1,000 times better. Like I say, if the clutch doesn't work correctly, not only will you prematurely wear out the clutch, you can actually hurt the transmission. And we see so many people will just force it into gear. I mean, you not only have a chance of bending your shift forks, you can actually just grind up your synchros by it not going into gear easy. It should go in. You know, like I say, you should guide it in. You shouldn't shove it in gear. I mean, you should kind of guide like this, right? You know that. Well, when you manhandle the transmissions, that's when it gets kind of expensive. That means you end up replacing parts. But this sounds good. It feels good. Like I say, it was undrivable at first until we got that master. I couldn't drive it at all. But now it's... I mean, it sounds like a normal car, right? You'd never think it has a fully built motor in here. So remember, all you're doing is strengthening the parts. It ain't gonna make any more power from, you know, upgraded pistons and rods and valves. So many people will think, well, I did all these modifications, it should make a whole lot more power. Well, all you're doing is making the engine stronger so you can make more power. But on a regular tune, I mean, it's dead rich, just rolling in the throttle easy. It's in the 10s. I don't know what tune is in it, but it's... I mean, look at that, barely touched the gas. It goes into the 10s. That's not good. What we're doing is keeping the RPMs varied. You don't want to hold it in one spot and load up the motor. And while we were doing that, like I showed you, playing with the clutch at the same time. The more presses of the clutch you can get under your belt, the more braking it's going to get, and the lighter the braking. I'm very, very conservative when I brake in clutches. I like to brake them in, just turning the wheels for the first couple of miles. I feel it just helps it brake in without putting heat into the clutch. Anyway, let me drive it, and I'll report back here in a minute. All right, so I just made it back. There is a thunderstorm. I got the car back inside, and right now it's thundering and lightning like crazy. I don't want to get the car wet. But the car drives good, motor seems good, the clutch is nice. It just needs a full break-in and then a tune, and then I think that thing will be good to go. It should do 450, 500 with that kit on it. Well, thanks for watching. Hit the subscribe right here, and we'll see you on the next video.